So, I'm a casual gamer, so that's one thing I'd like to bring up. So, I don't play a lot of games. I like games that I can kind of just get in, play a few minutes, maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour, and then get out quickly to go do other stuff. So, I'm not the type of person that dedicates a lot of time to learning the most technical games. So, the main games that I've spent time playing are Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Fortnite, Mario Kart, and honestly, that's about it. I have not. This is the first Monster Hunter game I've played, ever. I guess I kind of want to go into this with my explanations of the mindset of a casual gamer. So, as a casual gamer...
Yeah, give it to us brutally.
Overall, I don't think I would spend a lot of time learning about this game, because that whole casual gamer mindset, it kind of... It's almost like a ball and chain, because I want things done quickly, and then with Monster Hunter, things require a lot of effort and time to learn. So, just as a game that I would play, I guess on a day-to-day basis, this would require a lot of energy and mental input. And for that reason, I don't think I would continue playing this game. I'm also kind of in the mindset that I've been spoiled, and I've told Jazzy Keys this many times before, but I played God of War, and the graphics, everything just looks so nice. It really spoiled me, so now trying to play other games that don't look as nice, I kind of feel like I'm downgrading in a bit. And then I think the weapon that I picked was it the dual blades? Yeah, that made it really easy to get into, because I was like, alright, I'm just gonna press X and kill these little tiny monsters. And it didn't do much, so that was it was a pretty easy introduction to it. But I don't know. I think the best thing that I probably should have done is start with a tutorial. This is just a me thing, but I'm the kind of person that wants to understand things 100% before I do like the main objective type of thing. And I didn't do that this time around. I just went straight to it. And if I'm just doing something for fun, then yeah, I'll just go straight to it. But maybe if I were to spend some time learning the mechanics to the max, then I would have a better time like fighting. Maybe not the smaller monsters, but like the bigger monsters like Rathalos and what's the other one? Malamalos?
Magnamalo.
Magnamalo. So that's just like a thing that I probably should do. Just if I did learn the mechanics and how to do everything properly, that'll probably elevate my enjoyment for the game. Well, comparing this tutorial to the only other game that I've dedicated a lot of time to that's not a casual game, with being God of War, I wish they would have done things a little bit more of video demonstration, because in God of War they show you this slightly more complex move that can just be completed with button mashing, and sometimes it doesn't make complete sense, so they show you a video of the move and it shows you what it's supposed to look like. And then that way you actually succeeded with the move. And one thing I wasn't sure about with this Monster Hunter Rise game within the tutorials is that I complete a move, but sometimes I was unsure on whether I did it successfully or not. And then I finished the tutorial, which was what was it? Wyvern riding?
Yeah.
And then once I finished it, I was like, oh, I did everything. I kind of didn't really feel like I totally learned it, because it just it progressed me through the tutorial, but I never, I guess, got like an aha moment, like, all right, this skill has been checked off. Well, I completed it, but again, I felt like I almost didn't understand completely how I did it. It just kind of appeared with all the spider webs grasping onto that monster. I was like, oh, I finally did it. So there was some confusion definitely there. I'm like, I did it, but I don't feel like I fully grasped how exactly I did it. I think it was like ZR and then A or X to kind of get them into that one mode, that like dazed mode.
Yeah, into the mountable state.
Yeah. And I'm sure if I like repeat the tutorial, I'll eventually see what it's supposed to look like. In God of War, they make it very obvious. Like if you hit one of the monsters called Draugrs, they get stunned, and once they're stunned, there's this red circle that pulsates on the monster, and it says R. So you know, oh, now it's time to click R. I definitely feel like this is the most complex game I've tried, because there's a lot of different things going on the screen. So you have your top left corner that shows you your health and your stamina, and then some other things I think that I didn't quite figure out. And then to get like to some bottom menus in the bottom middle and right corners, I was like, oh, this is a lot. And then there's also something in the middle right corner, and then that's like a lot of multiple different elements that you have to just learn. But I did feel like that was a bit overwhelming. I'm sure you could grasp it again with time, but just to start out, I was like, oh geez, I forgot what to do. What does this do? And then that kind of holds you back from fighting a monster, because the monster's not going to give you time to remember which button to press.
Yeah.
I did feel like I picked up a few things throughout the hour or so that I played. Like, for some reason, I don't know why, but the silk binding thing, it threw me off, because you have to do ZR, and then if you want to go to the direction that you're pointing to, you have to do ZL and then ZR. But if you do A, I think it takes you to a different direction.
Yeah.
So that part just confused me often. And then having to hold L to get to, what was it? Different type of ammos. For the gun that I was using at the time. That part, I felt like it confused me. Well, it was easy getting to that menu, but then once I stopped at a certain type of ammo and then released it, I was a little confused, because I was like, what am I using that ammo? Because it leaves you off in whichever type of ammo that you last scroll through, but it doesn't say like this ammo's now selected.
Yeah, nothing to indicate that it's loaded.
Yeah. So I guess one thing I would like is just a little bit more indication on what was done or completed. But again, that's just, it's unnecessary, but something that I feel like would help my casual brain really understand what I just did. And it's not the best idea to do it like when you're actually within a battle, because that kind of just stressed me out. I'm like, all right, I need to reload, switch ammos, and then get ready to use this new ammo while I'm fighting this monster that I'm not prepared to fight.
Yeah.
So, and again, that was just, it's an easy thing that can be resolved just by going to training mode. So I don't want to like just completely bash the game and say that it's the hardest thing ever. It's just, I guess I do see that there is a steep learning curve, but it's not like an unattainable technique or unattainable skills. It's just all about time.
Yeah.
Well, I went with the hardest one, of course, Magna Malo. And yeah, my reasoning for doing it that way is because I wanted to see what the monster would do, just to see what the toughest thing is. And I thought, well, my main plan going into the Magna Malo fight was see what attack it does, and then dodge the attack, and then attack myself like once, maybe twice, and then back off, and then wait a while and see what it does again. But that did not work out like I thought it was going to work out. What was it? It was that big, it kind of looked like a big guitar. As a newbie going into Monster Hunter, I don't think it was the smartest choice picking the weapons that make my character slow, because yeah, I might get a strong hit in, but the problem with that is that I'm too close to the monster, and now they're attacking me, and I don't have time to kind of regroup my thoughts and think, what am I going to do next? Plus the cooldown time with the heavier weapons, or the weapons that make you a little bit slower. What was I calling this? With the cooldown time that you have with those specific weapons, it's like it's not enough time to really think of your next strategy, because the monster's already attacking you, and then by that time I already maybe fainted or got pushed around, and I'm just like, oh geez, I don't know what to do. I forgot everything I just learned.
Yeah.
So I think for me personally, I should probably pick an item that lets me attack faster. So I know you had mentioned there was some sort of gun.
Yes, the light bow gun.
The light bow gun. That you said it lets you move faster, so that might have been a better choice just for my own preference and playstyle. Because I kind of just want to do a quick move and then get out. And then kind of just like regroup. If I need to heal, then I'll have time to heal if my character's faster. So I guess, it's all about different play styles, but in Smash Bros, I play mainly Little Mac. And, with Little Mac, you just kind of deal quick bits of damage, and then you kind of just back off. And then that's kind of what I should have made my strategy in the first place, since that's kind of what I'm used to. So maybe I would have done better if I would have stuck with that strategy, instead of doing heavy hitter attacks like Ganondorf. And like you mentioned, you said a lot of these weapons are kind of like the Ganondorf heavy hitters, which have a lot of cooldown time, and I just don't know how to make a strategy with that cooldown time.
Yeah.
So I think definitely picking a different weapon that's best suited for my playstyle will probably increase my enjoyment in the game. Definitely not. Yeah, let's see. Rathalos and Magnamalo. Is that how you say it? Magnamalo?
Yeah.
Magnamalo. They definitely seemed a little bit too strong. Well, mainly Magnamalo, of course. He seemed a little bit too strong because he took me out way too quick. But that's just my lack of understanding of the character and the weapon that I chose. And then Rathalos, I was in this weird situation where I don't feel like he was attacking me enough. I saw like a fireball maybe once or twice, so I wasn't too sure of what he was doing, because I was honestly just focusing on hitting him once or running away. So I probably didn't give him enough of a chance to attack me. So maybe he does more fire moves that I just haven't seen because I was running away too much. The monster that I saw the most was that the one you mentioned. There was some sort of fox creature.
Yeah, Mizutsune.
That creature monster. It was pretty cool. I liked seeing its different moves and the bubble things that kind of shoots at you. That's a cool little thing it does, and I feel like that was an easy thing to avoid. Just got to be ready to not touch those bubbles.
Yeah.
So I felt like I got that down, just make sure I avoid it, simple enough. And then there was this water gun attack that it kind of sprayed, but I was too far for it to even touch me, so I didn't really get a chance to think of a counter strategy, because my strategy was just stay away as far away as possible. But yeah, I liked seeing that Mizutsune's moves. That's a pretty cool monster. And then, Magnamalo, he did a lot, and I felt like it was a lot of damage that I took and a lot of moves that he did in such a short period of time that I didn't have a lot of time to really take it all in. Because he just wiped me out so fast. It's very toned down compared to other flashy games. For somewhat simplified, I didn't see anything that was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And then again, I think God of War spoiled me, because there's like several different animations for several different moves, even though they're simple, but they're very flashy, and that's one big factor that I think was missing from this game. And it's probably something that they don't even maybe it's something that wasn't even intended to be in the game.
Yeah.
But the way God of War focuses on fighting is that there's like these very wide range of cool looking moves, and it's just cool to execute those. And then I feel like that's something that was missing in Monster Hunter.
Yeah, fair enough.
I definitely recommend it to I was gonna say hardcore gamer, but well, definitely hardcore gamers, of course, because they like to spend time, lots of many hours playing games. But I guess the first person that comes to mind is my brother. He's not a hardcore gamer per se, but he spends almost like 8 hours playing games a day, and that's almost like an entire work day. So he actually spends so much time that he learns all the little things about games. And if you're that kind of person that likes to learn all the little techniques within a game, then you're probably going to enjoy this game a lot, because that's a big barrier that I think stands between my full enjoyment with this game. It's just that I don't fully understand how to work it. And if you're the kind of person that is willing to put in the time to learn a game, learn its skills and all that stuff to the max, then you're probably gonna enjoy this game a lot. And then of course there's other barriers besides just understanding how to play the game, but liking the story, the world, and then the graphics, because all those things are kind of a culmination of what you have to grasp in order to like a game. I'm the kind of person that is a little turned off because of the lower graphics, and again, like I said earlier, I've been spoiled. So, but if that doesn't matter to you, then if you're the kind of person that just is willing to put in the time, you're probably gonna like this game a lot. If you're a type of gamer like me, which is a casual gamer, then you probably wouldn't pick up this game because it requires too much effort. So that's the mindset of a casual gamer. If it requires too much effort, then you're not gonna spend the time playing it. Unless there's something about it that just really pulls you in. Maybe it's the story, maybe it's a certain mechanic in the game, or maybe it's just the entire world of the game. If there's one thing that pulls you in enough, then that could just really switch the mindset of a casual gamer. Like God of War and Spider-Man, which are like two of the most recent games I played, they're not very casual, but they reeled me in, which is why I spent the time learning how to play them.
Oh, okay.
And that rarely happens. So again, even if you have that casual gamer mindset, if there's this one thing that Monster Hunter Rise has about it that reels you in, then you're gonna get pulled into it and you're probably gonna enjoy it a lot. So if you have that one thing, then you'll probably pick it up. But if you don't find that little spark within the game that clicks, then you're probably not gonna waste your time playing it or learning how to play it.
Keep in mind that this was just one casual player's perspective of the game. This was also my first Monster Hunter game, and I can say that I've been loving it. I've put in significantly more time than Hero did, and I think that if he did put in a little bit more time and got to learn it a bit more, that he'd probably enjoy it too. But as he said, there's some people out there who just don't want to... They're not looking for a game that they're going to have to invest a lot of time just to get beyond that learning curve. They might want more of a story. They might want a really beautiful looking cinematic experience. And Monster Hunter doesn't provide those things. I mean, it looks beautiful and great for the Switch, but he's right, it's not going to be the same kind of graphical quality that you're expecting from next generation. Additionally, Monster Hunter games really don't have too much of a story, so if you want to go in for some really cool story, you're not going to get that from Monster Hunter. I don't quite agree with what he said about the animations, but I did initially when I first started the game because I didn't really know what I was doing either. And for the most part, when you're gonna do things that look cool in Monster Hunter, it's not necessarily going to be something that's easy. Although I did find that with the dual blades, had he used that on the bigger monsters, he probably would have changed his mind, because that you can just mash A and you'll do cool flippy spinning slashes and stuff like that. And yeah, that one you will get some pretty flashy stuff. But yeah, the weapons that he picked and the hunts that he went on, I don't feel demonstrated what the combat can really look like in this game. And because of that, I urge you to go out and look at some other people's videos and see some other, content related to the game. And I also just put up some of my footage because, I wanted to show alternatively that his interpretation that it doesn't have flashy animations isn't always true. But for someone who's new, and when you're first picking it up, it probably is going to be true for you. You're not going to be pulling off cool combos and flashy aerial maneuvers or anything like that. You're probably going to be getting knocked on your ass quite a bit, and it's going to look really clumsy, and you're going to start swinging your sword and get interrupted, and you're going to say the same thing as him, in all likelihood, if you've never played a Monster Hunter game, and if you don't initially pick up controls like a prodigy or anything like that. But in any case, I just wanted to give my side of it and say some of the things that I agreed with and some of the things that I didn't agree with. But I will be doing a much more in-depth review in the future. I've written out a bunch of stuff, but man, making a video and editing it together and recording the audio and all of this is a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. So it's enough of a big deal that I'm just going to get this video out. But in the future, I do want to make a review on the game myself. So keep an eye out for that. And check out Hero's channel as well, link in the description. And thank you all for watching. This is Jazzy Keys signing out.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what you would think of playing a game like God of War. Because it can definitely be really flashy at times, but if you learn all the different flashy moves, you can set yourself up to have a flashy fight scene that you controlled to the highest extent that you wanted to.
Okay,
so
nice.
If you want to, you can button mash and you'll see a bunch of cool random things.
Yeah.
But you can also get to the point where your mastery of his moves is not button mashing. You're actually executing the moves you want to when you want to, and you make it look the way you want to when you want to.